again, we are seeing those storms also popping up. I want to mention in Brevard County. We're going to get to that next. This first for that possible tornado in Geneva, as Tom puts a track on that. And again, all of this is moving to Brevard, and out ahead of it, there's some other storms. We'll show you that in a second. But here's the almost the latest track moving out of Geneva and just south there of Palm Shadows.
It's really moving.
Yeah, it's going fast.
So again, this is going to be 426 State Road 46 north of in northern parts of Seminole County, southern parts of Volusia. We're north of downtown Orlando. Okay, it looks like we're going to miss the worst of this, at least for this first batch. Front will bring some rain through Metro Orlando here. A lot of this will be gone by the early to middle part of the afternoon, but that is a very strong rotational signature right over the Geneva area. Very strong winds through here. Let me zoom in just a little bit more, and we'll give our folks up here kind of a closer inspection of where this storm is. Go ahead, tell us what you got there.
Bellevue.
Yeah, we were just showing the information up there.
Okay, that was a 484.75. Yeah, Bellevue. So thank you, Jesse. The storm damage reports we had earlier over toward Silver Spring Shores. That's southeast of Ocala by Bellevue. Possible wind damage to roof damage to windows across 75. We had some tree downs, a possible trailer that got turned over, construction trailer on parts of 75 in Marion County near Marion Oaks. So we've had that damage. Trees down elsewhere in parts of Sumter, Marion, and Lake. So some of the damage reports just coming in. But again, we still have these storms that are ongoing. So if you have some damage, we're going to pass along that information too. But this is where we have a possible tornado here, parts of Seminole County, and about to move into Brevard.
That's right. And getting some reports now. Wind gusts 62 miles an hour at Sanford Airport. That would match the wind reports I think we're getting and seeing the damage from the storm to the west. Also, emergency managers, we told you about this earlier, report of a tornado on the ground at 417 in Lake Jessup. So that is still a very tight circulation. Let me widen out the vantage point. If you're just joining us here, we're interrupting your programming for obviously very good reason. We're quiet over Metro Orlando. This little cell, see this little big bright green speck, splotch there, if you will, that's racing across just to the north of Geneva. That's where we have a potential tornado that could be on the ground at any time here. That's right along State Road 46. We're right here through northern sections of Seminole County. Everything is moving toward the east rapidly at about 50 miles per hour. So right along State Road 46, Brian, that's where we continue to see this wind damage. That's going to be north and racing at 50. Fortunately, this is getting into be a relatively rural area here right along the St. Johns River, but certainly a lot of wind.
And new just in, and by the way, thank you. It's now Eyewitness News at noon. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us on 96.5 WDBO, our radio partners. We work hand in hand in situations like this. Thank you for listening to us. Thank you for watching us wherever you are across Central Florida. We have a new warning out. By the way, in Sanford, they had winds gusting over 60 miles per hour, getting those reports. But the additional warning includes Brevard County. There we go. You can see it here. This is expanded out. This is until, I believe it's still 12:30. It is 12:30 on that. So this core here, and one of the issues, this coming out of MIMS, is not what we're dealing with now, but what Tom was just pointing to coming out of MIMS. And then even down to the south too, a couple pockets we're watching, several areas that we're watching. So this by MIMS, Tom, could be, and again, this is not what we were tracking in Seminole County. This is out ahead of it.
Brand new tornado right here, Brian.
Possible tornado here moving through Brevard County.
Yeah, so we're just on the north side of Titusville, north of the Yacht Club through here, Indian River Park. So here's 406. So we're going to rapidly move this bit of rotation. This thing just cranked up here in the last 5 minutes or so. New tornado warning. North side of Titusville, moving right over the rivers here, working toward the relatively sparsely populated areas of the Kennedy Space Center on the north side of Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex. So keeping a very tight circulation here, just right over the river, east side of Lagrange, working toward the east at about 50 miles per hour. So that's the new tornado warning that we have for parts of Brevard County. We're still watching closely. Brian, we're starting to tighten up again here, my friend, right along State Road 46. Rusty, I'm sure you're watching this at home too, but we've got two potential tornadic areas. This one has really strengthened here on the east side of Geneva. So where we see this bright green speck right there next to the bright red, that's not good. We don't like to see that. So that could be a tornado on the ground again right along State Road 46. We did have reports of a tornado on the ground in the Sanford area earlier on today. So that was what we were tracking here right through State Road 46, racing eastbound at about 50 miles per hour.
This was Cassie just sent this in, 417. I know you can't see this on
Oh,
TV. I wish
yeah.
we could. We'll get this on TV. So it looks like what
Large
Tom was
wall
just
cloud
saying. Yeah,
dropping there.
dropping down. A possible tornado right across the 417. That was earlier, just getting that confirmation. So we've been seeing the damage confirmation. But again, and as you said, these things are almost breathing where they tighten up again, and that's what we're seeing now near Geneva. So we have a couple areas with possible we could have multiple tornadoes on the ground at the same time.
That's right. And again, northern sections of Seminole County, this is pretty much the big ball game right now. We're watching that little storm cell that's going to be moving over the government property line over there. But this cell continues to kind of cycle up and down. We've seen it strengthen, and then it kind of falls apart, and it re-strengthens again. Very common here, but it is a little bit unusual, unless it's this time of the year, for us to see a storm that will cycle